去这样。 大家早安，欢迎来到我们今天的周末集体冥想。那今天的行程呢，我们就是一样是平衡，稍微平衡一下左右脉，然后我们会用一段音乐slow class 来做轮穴的冥想，那是蛮享受的。然后希望今天可以把我们母亲的女神轮穴的演说听完，我们看我们的注意力怎么样。好，那现在我们就一起来提升能量，然后把注意力开始往内收，放到顶轮上方，然后做班丹，慢慢的做。我们现在将双手，先放在我们胸口的水平，双手掌打开，对着母亲的相片，母亲，让我们知道我们现在内里的轮穴状况，观察一下我们的手掌心、手指。请母亲让我们知道我们现在每个人的内里的轮穴状况，在我们的手掌心上。好，那我们先双手朝向地面，一样是注意力放在根轮上。我们注意力放在根轮上，我们可以请 Shri Ganesha 来到我们的静坐当中，加强我们集体的根轮，让纯真的力量散发在我们每个人身上，以及我们集体之中。我们可以念 Shri Ganesha 的口诀。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Ganesha Saksha Shri Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。 母亲，因您的恩典，我们是纯真的。可以再念一个口诀是 Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata Saksha Shri Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。 昆达里尼母亲，您是我们内里圣洁的力量，请您帮助我们清洁我们的轮穴，滋养的轮穴，让我们都有一个健康的根轮。现在左手放回膝盖上， 注意力放在我们的左脉，就是整条左脉当中。母亲，母亲，请来到我们的左脉当中，让我们不被过去，让我们不被过去不愉快的记忆以及制约所束绊。请将左脉中沉重的负能量都借由土元素将它排除。请让我们与大自然中大地母亲的力量紧紧的连结。身为瑜伽士，让我们对我们四周四季自然大自然的变化都有深刻的感受，让我们感受到您创造的喜乐。我是灵，我是纯洁的灵，我是永恒的灵。观察我们左手的掌心的变化，好，现在右手放回膝盖上，左手朝向天空，朝向仪态。母亲，请来到我们的右脉当中，请让我们感觉放松，将我们所有的计划都交托给您。您是主导者，您才是做事者，我们什么都没做。您是我们内里的责任感，我们所有的计划、行动都是由您来主导。请帮助我们降下我们的自我，请减缓我们体内，不管是脑袋里面还是身体里面感受到的压力，请让我们放松，凉化我们的肝脏。然后左手放回膝盖上，我们现在用右手把我们的灵量从根轮，就是从我们身体前方哦，从根轮带到我们的顶轮。我们这样做3次，在做的时候我们可以一起念 Om。哦哦哦。最后一次的时候，我们来一起按摩我们的，用手掌心按摩我们的头皮上方。 在顶轮周围，我们所有的轮穴也都在那边，它是1000朵莲花，还有1000个神经丛，所以我们等于是在碰触我们所有的轮穴，顺时钟的按摩。母亲，请来到我们的顶轮，带我们进入宁静，带我们进入无思虑的状态。我们可以念 Shri Mataji 的口诀。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。Vichara 就是无思虑的意思，它是一种状态。在无思虑当中，我们可以静观我们自己，静观我们的轮穴，静观我们的想法。如果有思维跑进来，你就看住它，看着它进来，看着它跑掉。手可以稍微提高几公分，感觉一下你右手掌心现在的状况。那注意力就让它定在那边。那我们接下来就是我会放这段，它是用梵语诗节叫做 slokas，它都是16个音节来做轮穴冥想。那在听的时候，你不用去想说这些诗节你听不懂，我就会跟你们说，把注意力放在哪个轮穴上。那注意力放在轮穴上的意思就是你可以把你的手放在那个轮穴上方。你可以就放在上方，或者你就是注意力放在那边，然后尽量放松。这是一段很放松的过程。好，那我们现在注意力就先放在根轮上面。
First shloka for the Muladhara. Om Karam Bindu Sayuktam Nityam Dhyayanti
眼睛可以闭上，不用去看这荧幕，没有关系，就听着音乐就好。
Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurumedeva Shubhakayeshu Sarvadha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Svadhisthana
好，现在移到腹轮哈，注意力放在腹轮上。
Shubhra Vastravrutta Ya Veena Varadanda Mandita Khara Ya Shveta Padmasana या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रविदेभिः देवी सदा वन्दिता सा पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेष जाड्यापहा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः नाभि
现在脐轮，现在把我们的，你可以把手放在肚子上方，
भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरम् सर्वलोकैकनाथं साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमः Heart chakra
左心轮，把右手放在心脏上方，
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दं भवानी सनिध्यं नमामि साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति
也可以观察一下，我们注意我们的顶轮的
श्री निर्मला
状况。
Center heart
中心轮，现在手放我们的中心轮，
देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थितः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थितः नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु क्षमारूपेण संस्थितः Namastasye, 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 namo namaha. Ya Devi sarvabhuteshu matrurupena samstitah. Namastasye, 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 namo namah. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi Vishuddhi Chakra
喉轮，现在可以用食指放在我们的喉咙。
Kasturi tilakam lalat patale vakshastale kaustubham nasagre Namamotikham karatale Venu kare kankanam Sarvange harichandanam sulalitam Kanthe cha mukta Churamani Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah Agya Chakra
喉轮，我们可以用右手盖住我们的额头，头稍微低下。
Mangala Bhagavan Vishnu Mangala Gharavadvajala Mangala Pundarikaksho Mangalaya Tanu Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Sahasrara Chakra
现在来到顶轮，注意力放在顶轮上。
Shive Saradhatha Sadike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Brahmarupe Sadhanand Paramananda Sarupini Riddhi Siddhi Phare Devi Narayani शरणागत 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 दीनाथ परित्राण परायणी सर्वस्याति परे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते 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 नारायणी नमोस्तुते Thank you, Shri Mataji.
眼睛继续闭着哦，慢慢的让这个力量在我们内里沉淀。我们轮穴刚刚感受到的音乐洗礼，带我们进入无思虑的状态。你就享受这1-2分钟，然后再来听母亲的演说。眼睛可以慢慢打开，继续保持在这状态下。那接下来的这段母亲演说，母亲会讲到蛮多的点，就是中心轮是在我们的幻海上方。那还有他会详细解说我们在撒哈嘉瑜伽里面的左心轮、右心轮、中心轮，它代表了什么意义？所以我觉得接下来这边很精彩。那我们就放松，那注意力就是在母亲的演说上。
Or you are an undersecretary or a joint secretary, I don't know who's higher, who is lower. and then you have some other secretaries, and then you have clerks and this and that, and you are that. You are nothing else but that. So, because you are that, you must have these horns, and you must shout at people, otherwise nobody is going to believe that you are something. So, it is such an identification that develops into human beings. That too because of this heart not being developed properly. Because if your heart is developed properly, then you are a human being, because you know your mother has given you the birth, and you are a human being. There's no need to have any fear from another human being who is also a child of your mother. So there has to be no fear about it. But the trouble is that when human beings start wearing anything, supposing they wear a suit, immediately they start speaking in English. As soon as they wear pajamas, they start speaking in Hindi language, or say dhoti Hindi language, and pajamas they might start giving galis. So it is a kind of a very superficial identification human beings develop, because there is no depth in the heart. If they had that depth, that moving in the heart, then they would not develop these superficial things, and as a result of that they are frightened. Because they know they are superficial, others are superficial, they have got beard, we have got beard. So they'll if I am going to pull his beard, he might pull my beard as well. Such a fear exists among human beings. And then another steps come into the minds of the people, that why not pull his legs to go up. This is the third category of debasement. If you are the child of the same mother, how can you go higher than anybody else? You will remain always the child of the mother. How can you go higher than any other child in the eyes of mother? You cannot. On the contrary, if you try to do such tricks, the mother will punish you. And this is the second thing that mother does, is to punish her children. Yes, she punishes. In very sweet ways, first of all. For example, if the child is not eating and troubling, she said, all right, you don't want to eat, all right, don't eat today. That's a very simple way of punishing children. But then she said, all right, you want to have the way you want to have, go ahead. Like I tell them not to do such thing, it's not good. For example, I told them that don't take the flats just from the beginning, and let all the Sahajogis stay with other Sahajogis. But the organizers thought it better to take the flats, whatever may be the reason, because they are very wise organizers. But you see, mother says something very simple, but it has a meaning, one must know. And they arranged it that way. So, half of the people just protested that no, we are going to stay with some Sahajogis, we want to be with them, so they were accommodated. The others were British, nowadays are on the other side of the mood. They are very, very tolerant. And they said, all right, if we are not arranged, we'll stay in the flats. So they stayed in the flats. But what happened? It rained and rained and rained and rained, and they could not arrange their food even under the roof they had built. So they had to shift all of them to other places, and all of them had to stay with other Sahajogis as told by mother. If they had listened to the mother, they would have saved some money, as well as they would have saved some trouble, and there would have been no problem at all. That's how little tricks here and there are played by mother, just to convince the children that you have been stupid. Now, there are so many things like that which mother can play, and her playfulness is very important in life. Because if she is severe with the children, they'll run away. If she is like any other guru, the Sadgurus also, they used to beat their disciples. They used to hang them by a string. You don't know how the gurus treat their disciples. Some of them take lots of money from their disciples, and some of them take lots of things from the disciple. They want complete surrendering, and they make them subservient. They really torture the lives of their children, or their disciples, we should say. But the mother doesn't want to do that. So she plays little tricks here and there and tries to correct the children. Now I'll give you an example of a guru whom I met about 5-6 years back. He came from Amarnath to a small village, small district place near Bombay, where Sahaja Yogini was staying. And he sent his disciple who was staying in that place to see that Sahaja Yogini. And he went and he told that, you see, my guru is coming and he wants to see Mataji. And he has told me that only Adi Shakti will clear out my Agya Chakra. So she couldn't understand. She said, what is your guru doing? Oh God, don't talk about him. He held his ears. Don't take his name. Oh, you can't know what sort of person he is. He said, but why doesn't he open your Agya Chakra? Mother will be coming, but of course, why shouldn't you do that? He said, no. He said only she should open, nobody else should open it. And he sent me to this place about 5 years back, saying that in the 6th year, Adi Shakti will be coming and she'll open your Agya Chakra. Now can you believe it? Poor fellow suffering from that horrid Agya Chakra was suffering when this guru had come. So he came to see me and he told me, Mother, my guru has come and he wants to see you. So I went to see him. And this guru was sitting down there with a big temper. You see, the nose was all bloating. Of course, when I went there, he touched my feet and everything. And then he called one very bad name to this thing. Did he touch your feet? Was he all right? Was he behaving all right? I said, he was all right, but I can't understand. Why did you not open his Agya Chakra? He said, let him go to hell now. I'm not going to open his Agya Chakra. Who opened my Agya Chakra? Why should I open his Agya Chakra? So I said, this is not good. I should open. Yes, you will, because you are a mother. I am not a mother. So he went inside, and the disciple told me, Mother, he hanged me by legs on top of this well. For 3 days I was hanging there. I said, for what? Why did he hang you there? She said, don't ask anyone. Then he came in. Yes, I hanged you. Yes, I will, again. So I said, why did you hang him? He was smoking. Because he was smoking, I hanged him there. I said, now smoke. And I was putting him down, up and down. I said, I am smoking you. And he tortured him like this. I said, but why should you do such a horrible thing? He says, otherwise, how will you discipline? I am not a mother. I don't know how to discipline. This is the only way I can discipline him. And he said, you go on spoiling him, but I am going to discipline him. All right, I said, you shut up now, just now, don't talk. Let me put his Agya right. And I took about 2 minutes to put his Agya right. I said, his Agya is all right now. Then he said, did he promise you that he will not smoke? I said, he did not. So he said, you better ask him the promise. Otherwise I will not allow him to eat his food for 3 days. I said, Baba, this is a horrible guru. God save his disciple from this guru. But you see what he was meaning, that there should be a discipline in a disciple. There has to be a complete understanding that he is the guru. But he said, look at these people. How are they? They take liberties with you, they trouble you so much, they try to be funny with you. Still you don't say anything to them. I said, I don't have to say. I know how to correct them. So this is the quality of the mother who can correct people. She knows who doubts them. She knows who thinks wrong about her. She knows who thinks rightly about her. She knows everything. If she knows everything, she doesn't have to worry. She is completely secured about it. And she doesn't have the insecurity of the guru that one day the disciple will misbehave or anything, because she knows how to correct. The other day I met one gentleman, a surgeon. And he came to me and he started explaining to me, Mother, you don't know this happened. I said, no, I don't know anything, isn't it? You think I don't know anything? He said, yes, Mother, how will you know? I said, I'll tell you one thing, that you play lot of cricket in your childhood until you came to Sahaja. Yes, that's true. How do you know? I said, that's how I know. So I know or not? Then you know. Then he accepted, all right, you know, mother, all about me. I don't know how you know. But she's Avalokiteshwari. She's the one who sees everything. She knows. Somehow or other, she knows. How she knows, that cannot be explained at this stage. But she knows each and everything what you are doing if she wants to. And the third quality of a mother is that she is a Mahamaya. She talks like you, sits like you, she'll behave like you, everything will be just like you. And you won't be able to make out the depth of this woman who is a Mahamaya. Because she plays such tricks on you and such things in such a beautiful way that you cannot make it out. You think that you are all right. You go to a person and you tell anything you feel like about mother, you try to do anything, and ultimately you discover that everything she knows. And when you discover that, gradually you start understanding, then when she knows everything about me, I better be all right. And how does she know? Because she resides in your centered heart. She knows everything what you have been doing, what you are doing, what you are thinking of doing. So, what does she do? Sankalpa vikalpa karoti. Whatever sankalpas you are making, she'll make it fall. If you say, no, I have decided mother to do this and I am going to do it, it will fail. You have to judge yourself as a real son of your mother. As in Bombay or any place, we tried to get some land, nobody could get it. We tried. You see, they said black market money, bribery, corruption. I said, nothing doing, I'm not going to do any of those things. So they said, then mother, how are we to achieve it? I said, you will achieve it, don't you worry. Then they started saying, she's not practical, she's this, she's that. And everybody who said turned out to be very impractical. Ultimately, I said, when you will be ready for Sahaja Yoga, then you will get the land and the ashram. Because once you start an ashram and have some money there, you will find all kinds of books will join together and will make fun with the money that has been collected. There won't be any proper arrangement, no proper discipline. And that is why the time has to be given for children to learn through making errors, through making mistakes, and understanding what mistakes we are making and how we have to correct it. Once they start understanding it, then it is very easy to communicate to them what they are supposed to do, what they have done is wrong and how to correct it. But as long as they think they are very wise, as long as they think they are extremely nice people and that they are on their own, mother says, all right, go ahead, doesn't matter. Now you must know that mother has saved people from that Bhavasagara with such great difficulty. It's not easy to do that. It's a tremendous task. Sometimes to raise the Kundalini of thousands of people, I feel like a big mountain I have to raise. It's terrible. But people, on the whole, who are not yet corrected, think they are obliging me by taking realization. This is a very common feeling with human beings. And I feel like laughing at the stupidity of the ego, that they are obliging me by taking this realization. And the way they talk is all on this terminology. I came, I was sitting there for 3 days, I never got realization, as if I have done some criminal act. So, the whole attitude of a person gradually changes towards the mother, and he starts thinking that she is here for my well-being, and my well-being is her only concern about me. Somehow she'll achieve my realization. She's working very hard, and I must cooperate. I must learn to cooperate. It is for my hita, for my good she's doing it. And I should try to understand that it is for my good. When such an attitude is developed, it is much easier to establish a disciple. But this disciple is different from a son or a daughter. Because mother is a guru, no doubt. Mother is a guru from the very beginning you are born. But for a mother, it is very difficult to be as harsh as these gurus are. Not at all, nowhere near them. One cannot beat them in the harshness. But It is for you in your own wisdom to understand how to behave, how to ask for realization, how to change your attitude. Because if you think too much of yourself and you try to show off, she'll say, yes, you are very great, really, you are very, very great, till you suddenly discover that you have developed 2 big horns on your head and now you are good for nothing. Then she will say, all right, now come along. You have developed this disease, I'll put you right. So better not do all those things. On one side, she is willing to go all out to save you from all troubles. Like supposing you have some heart trouble, if you have any other trouble, she'll go all out to save you. It's not easy to cure anybody's heart. People think that mother has cured us, so it's all right, take it for granted. It's not so. When you get Sahaja Yoga, you'll be surprised that when you try to cure one person, you will fall sick for 3 days. It's not easy to cure. And those people who cure sometimes do it through bhoots also. Those who have bhoots can also cure because they themselves are bhoots. What can happen to the bhoots? They cure people but put one bhoot into the patient in such a way that that patient becomes a slave. And such bhutish people can be curer, faith healers or anything like supra-conscious, all sorts of people. But when they cure any person, be sure they are putting another more serious problem into. They do not cure you really. They actually are putting some diseases into you or into the patients. It's a very risky game. But a Sahaja Yogi, if he tries to cure somebody, because he cannot put somebody else in that vacuum, he gets a problem himself. He's sucked in. So, my advice is always for every Sahaja Yogi that you should not cure anyone. There is no need for you to cure by touching. You should use my photograph, you can distribute my photograph, tell people how to cure themselves. But don't cure anybody because you will have problems, because you are not a bhoot. And you will be hit hard, so be careful about it. Don't try to cure anyone, only use the photograph. By using the photograph, the Shraddha will be there, the person will be steady and you will be all right. Like yesterday we had some patient here and some people felt the compassion for that and they all got up. There was no need to feel compassion. Have you got more compassion than I have? What was the need to bring the patient here? There was no need, but they both got up. So there is no need to bring any patients to me. That's not the way to behave. Never bring any patient. If there's a patient, leave them alone. Tell them, mother will look after you. We have nothing to say. There's a photograph, you must use the photograph, get your treatment done with the photograph and you get cured. Otherwise, first thing that will happen to you, that you will catch on your center heart. Because that's not your job. You are not to do that. If you try to do it, actually it is your ego sometimes that makes you think that you should cure a person, sometimes. And when you try to do it through your ego, you get into trouble. Not that you cannot cure, you can. But you have to be of that level. When you try to cure a person, you do not become a supra-conscious personality, means you don't become ego-oriented. But they do, ultimately they are all of them. Those who have tried to cure others and do like that, they have gone out of Sahaja Yoga completely, becoming just mediums. They have become mediums, horrible people. When they talk on the phone, I feel somebody is pouring poison into my ears. They are so horrid that you can't imagine. So it is important for people who get realization not to indulge into any curing, because they will develop this center heart very much. Center heart can be developed in countries where there is all fear, people are frightened. It can be developed by other things by which people are frightened. Reading books of bad gurus and reading the books about shocking things, like many people who read the Kundalini's book have got center heart because they are so frightened about the Kundalini. Anything that frightens you if you read can make your heart very, very weak and dangerous. Now we have two other sides to this center heart is the mother's heart, is her own brother, is Vishnu, takes incarnation as Sri Rama on the right hand, who we think is the father, who is looking after his children. So that is the father and this is the mother, though here the father and the mother are in two aspects, that the mother is the sister of the father and father is the mama of the disciple, of the sadhakas. The mama is a greater father than a father, as you all know. And so this uncle, who is the incarnation of Sri Narayana, looks after the protected disciples of the mother. He gives that father's understanding to the children. Because at this stage, this Father, God Almighty, is not known, who is Shiva. So this uncle looks after the children till they are grown up enough to meet their father. And that is how we can say that Parvati or Uma or Devi, she comes to her mother's place, Maika, and resides in the center heart. And there her brother protects her children. When she gives realization to children or gives them second birth, then this mama looks after the sister's children and helps them to build up the security of a father. So the right side of every human being represents the fatherhood. The fatherhood. And the fatherhood of a man is very important. If this center is spoilt or if there's something wrong with it, then you get asthma as a disease. Asthma is only caused by this center being spoilt or some other combinations with this center. Asthma is very common among girls and boys. And the relationship with the father or the understanding of the father or your own fatherhood is not all right, you get this trouble of asthma, and for that one has to ask the questions to the sadhakas, what sort of a father you have. And one gentleman came and asked me, why everybody is asking me what sort of a father you have, everybody asks me, what about your father, what about your father, what has my father to do with me? Actually everybody feels the right heart and they have to ask about the father. Because father resides in the right heart, and the principle of fatherhood, if it is spoiled, if there is a problem with the principle of fatherhood, then you get this problem and many other problems, which I do not want to discuss now at length, but you can understand a person who has no father, how diffident he is and how he behaves, and also such people, those who have not known a father, can become very wayward, licentious or permissive, or could be very much secretly licentious. The people who lose their father do not have that they lack in that discipline that the father gives them. Or could be such people could take to a very remorse and unhappy life, or they could be very hard on their children, or could be extremely kind and spoil the children. It could be anyway. So it has both the reactions. Either too much of love giving or too much of strictness. It can be anything, or a person could be of this kind, may be very strict in childhood and could be extremely lavish in old age. It is a very imbalanced personality. So the person who has no father has to know that his father is Sri Rama. He should not worry about anything. He is a one, with one arrow he can kill any number of people. So he should have no fear at all about his father not being there or father being dead or something happening like that. On the contrary, if the father is dead, it's better to tell him not to worry about you and that you are all right, so that you leave your father in peace and ask him to take his birth, than to bind him to this earth. This is the right heart, and the left heart is the mother, actually your own mother, whosoever it is. That is the motherhood, in the sense that if your mother has been extremely unkind and extremely funny, or your relationship with mother is bad, then know that there's something wrong on the left hand, which is indicated in you. So these 2 points are very important in human beings. If a Sahaja Yogi just decides that I have a father and a mother, God Almighty is my father and my mother, then these problems can be easily solved. But in Sahaja Yoga, it is not what you think that works out. It does not. Like in the car, if you sit down and think that I am going to Connaught Place, you won't move. You have to move your hands. In the same way, in Sahaja Yoga, you have to move your hands, clear your chakras, move them higher and put them up. It's not what you think is important in Sahaja Yoga. Not at all. You may think that I'm doing very well in Sahaja Yoga, I'm very good, but it's not so. It is what you actually achieve. Your ascent is the point. So as in the car, as I told you, you cannot just sit down and think and do the job. In the same way, you have to run this machine, and you have to see that you get all this movement. There should be gati in you. Otherwise, there is no sense in just talking about Sahaja Yoga, thinking about Sahaja Yoga, and convincing yourself that you are a great Sahaja Yogi. It is how you manifest it is the point, which very few people understand. Very, very few people understand that it has to be manifesting. It has to be karyanvit. It is not just talk morning till evening. Even when I am talking, now I am opening your heart center. I am working it. Even I am talking also, I am opening it. It's working. You will see your heart chakra is open by the time I finish my lecture. It is so, because I know how to do it. When I talk, I am just watching where the chakras are catching, what's happening, and I am catching all these points and touching it. I am trying to open it. And that's how it should be. That even when you talk, it should be karyanvit. Even when you are quiet and raising your hands, it should be karyanvit. Whatever you do, you should be karyanvit. Even if you glance at anyone, it should be karyanvit. It should not be just a kind of a jabbering that we do sometimes about Sahaja Yoga.
这篇文章很深，然后也很长。那我们今天这样把它听完。这篇文章我记得就是从刚开始练习的时候听了很多次，所以是可以不断的听，然后每次听的时候你会听到不同的点。那现在我们就先稍微静坐一下，好吗？我们来稍微吸收一下，就像母亲刚刚说的，在听她演述的时候，她也打开了我们的心轮。那我们现在就是静坐，不要让思虑进来，然后保持在无思虑的状态，然后观察我们的轮穴。 你将双手放在我们的中心轮，母亲，您是我们的父亲，也是我们的母亲。你赐予了我们一切，在您的保护下，我们没有匮乏，没有畏惧。请您用您的爱来打开我们的心轮，不让我们的自我成长，让我们永远是您的小孩。请在我们的内心里，将和平永远的安置在那。请让所有的思维若来到我们心中，让他们是纯洁且神圣的。您是我们的导师，也是我们的母亲。感谢您的教导，感谢所有的事情，您为我们做的所有的事情。那如果要结束静坐的同学，可以提升能量，做班单。那我音乐大概再放个几分钟。那如果想继续静坐，你们也可以继续静坐，就算是直播结束之后，可以继续坐着。谢谢大家。